Namaskar everyone. So in this video we will study the properties of salts and uses of salts. Let us start with properties of salts. The first point, salts are mostly solids. So we have seen that salts are they are solid, they are crystalline in nature. Okay. Second point, they have high melting and boiling points. Now, why they have high melting or boiling points? Because as we have seen, the salts are ionic compounds. That means they consist of two ions hold which are held together with a strong bond. Isn't it? They are oppositely charged ions. The one is positively charged, the other is negatively charged, and they hold together with a strong bond, and therefore high energy is required to break that bond, and thus salts have high melting and boiling point. Third point, most salts are usually soluble in water. Fourth point, salt solutions can be neutral, acidic, or basic in nature. Fifth, salt solutions are good conductors of electricity. As I have told you that ions, they form ions in solution, in aqueous solution. Now, when the ions are free, therefore, the electricity can be conducted through those free ions. Otherwise, if we take solid salt and if we pass the electricity through it, it will not going to conduct the electricity. So please do remember that salt when in solid state do not conduct electricity, but salt solutions, okay, when it is in the solution form, it will going to conduct the electricity because because of the formation of the ions, free ions, which can conduct the electricity. Next we have deliquescent salts. See, some salts, they have different properties in the sense when they absorb moisture, okay, at ordinary temperature, when they absorb moisture, they become deliquescent. Okay, they absorb moisture and they become deliquescence. Now, what do you mean by deliquescence? Like first they are in the crystal form, and after absorbing the water, their crystal gets deformed. Okay, crystal get deformed. They convert into a residue form. They don't remain in the crystal form. So when these crystalline salts, they are exposed to atmosphere, they become moist as they absorb that moisture, okay, and lose their crystalline form and ultimately dissolve in the absorbed water, forming a saturated solution. Such salts are called deliquescent salts, and the property is called deliquescence. Example of deliquescent salts like magnesium chloride and caustic soda. Magnesium chloride, we know MgCl2, and caustic soda is what? Sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Both of them, when they are exposed to air, they will absorb the moisture and their crystalline structure will get deformed, and thus they show or exhibit deliquescence. Now we have talked about that crystal salts are present, isn't it? Now, how any particular salt is in the crystalline form? See, it's because of the presence of water of crystallization. Okay, now what do you mean by water of crystallization? It's the water molecules attached to the crystal salts. Okay, now for a particular salt, there is a limited number of water molecules which get attached to the salt for the formation of a specific crystal. Like for example, water molecules are attached to the salts of potash alum, that is fitkari, we call it in Hindi, copper sulfate and ferrous sulfate. So these water molecules which are attached, They are actually loosely attached to the salts and are thus called water of crystallization, because of which the crystal of salt we are observing. Now the salts which have water of crystallization are even called as hydrated salts. Why hydrated? See, hydro means water, and as water molecules are attached to the salts, they are even called as hydrated salts. As I have told you, like limited number of water molecules are attached. Like for example, there are 5 molecules of water attached to copper sulfate crystal, and even potash alum, that is Fitkery, it also has 24 molecules. Okay, like for copper sulfate, what is the number of water molecules? It's 5 molecules, and for potash alum, it is 24 molecules of water which is attached for the formation of a particular crystal. Okay, so the formula of copper sulfate comes as CuSO4 dot 5H2O. Over here dot, actually we differentiate the formula of the salt with a particular dot and then showing the number of water molecules along with it. So it is a hydrated salt containing 5 water molecules. Coming on to the next part, uses of salts. The very first salt, that is sodium chloride. We use the sodium chloride as a preservative for meat, fish, etc. Even in pickles we use as a preservative. Second use, it is also used for the manufacture of chlorine, hydrochloric acid, washing soda, caustic soda, and many other chemical compounds. Like as you can see in all these particular chemicals, one thing is common, that is sodium, isn't it? Even like for example chlorine. So from NaCl we are getting this chlorine also. Clear with this? Next, second salt is sodium carbonate. Its chemical formula is Na2CO3. Clear with this? Okay, now this particular washing soda is used in laundry for washing clothes. Second, like it is also used for the preparation of number of other compounds and materials like glass, caustic soda. Our third salt is sodium bicarbonate, which is available in our kitchen also. Its common name is baking soda. The formula is NaHCO3. This baking soda is used in baking breads and cakes. As you can see, it is used over here in baking industries. Baking soda is also used in medicine to neutralize the acidity in the stomach. Baking soda is also used in fire extinguisher. Like for example, when baking soda reacts with sulfuric acid, we have done this. What happens when metal carbonates reacts with sulfuric acid? It releases carbon dioxide gas. Like in earlier, now that we have advanced fire extinguisher, but the earlier fire extinguisher, they used to have this sodium bicarbonate and sulfuric acid. So whenever there is a reaction between the two, carbon dioxide gas is released, which act as a extinguisher for the fire. Our fourth, potassium nitrate, that is nitre. Its formula is KNO3 and it is used in the manufacture of gunpowder, as you can see in the first image, and also in making fireworks, that is for the production of crackers. Potassium nitrate is also used in refrigeration, in medicines, and as a fertilizer, and also in glass industries. Our fifth salt is copper sulfate. Its common name is blue vitriol and formula, as you have seen, that is CuSO4 dot 5H2O. Now this copper sulfate is used as a fungicide because it has the ability to destroy or to kill the fungi. As we have pesticides, germicides, similarly, fungicide is a medicine which has the ability to kill fungi. It is also used in electroplating, dyeing, calico printing, and in medicines. It is also used as germicide and is used to kill algae in swimming pools. Like swimming pools, sometimes when not used for longer time, there is a growth of algae. So if we are putting this copper sulfate medicine, the pills of copper sulfate into the swimming pools, the algae will be destroyed. Our sixth salt is silver nitrate. The formula is AgNO3. And this particular silver nitrate is widely used in photography for developing films. It is also used as an antiseptic. Now, in developing films, like as you are watching in the image, it's a negative role. So earlier days, when we have those cameras wherein we put the negative rolls inside the camera, it is coated with a silver nitrate. Why? Because silver nitrate, when get exposed to sunlight, it splits, giving you silver. Okay, and therefore it is used, like it color changes, and therefore like it turns into a white color, and thus it is used for developing the films. Our seventh salt is potash alum. And potash alum, as I have told you, it contains 24 water molecules. Its formula is K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 whole thrice. So it contains two metals, potassium, and second is aluminium. So it's a complex compound having two metals and their salt as a sulfate and having 24 molecules. Its common name is Fitkari. This you have also heard in your 6th standard in the process of loading. When you have studied this, we are using Fitkari in the process of loading. So similarly, it is used in the purification of water. Potash alum is also used to stop bleeding from minor cuts. Okay, so if we rub the solution or the potash alum crystal onto a cut, it will stop the bleeding. So here we complete the uses of salts and we complete the chapter. Thank you very much.